If you are playing as a winger, it's crucial to know and understand where to stand on the field, where you should be making run to, where you should take more risks, or when to rest. Because as a winger, you're one of those players that has to run almost the entire game. Positioning is key to a successful winger. Your goal as a winger is to support your attackers by providing them passes and crossing the ball in a threatening area so they can score for your team. However, recently there is a trend that coaches likes to play their wingers as the wing backs, which actually makes the job a lot harder for the proper wingers, because then your main goal is not really attacking, but it ends up being defending. So you have to run twice as hard if you also want to be effective when you're attacking. If you're training at a pro level, well, you already have a good cardio, so you don't really have to worry about it. Plus, you probably already don't need to watch this video anyways. But if you're training at an amateur level, where you practice 2-3 times a week, this video is perfect for you, because I'll be telling you all about the positioning as well as where and how you can conserve those energy to show your proper skills. You will need to have a great cardio to be able to survive this position. What is the secret to a great positioning on the field as a winger? First of all, there are a couple different types of wingers, where some wingers likes to go wide on the field when they have the ball because they're right dominant or they're left dominant. So if you have dominant right foot and if you're playing on the right wing, you will be taking the ball and going wide because you will not have confidence to cut inside and use your weak foot to be able to shoot the ball. And same on the other side, if you're left and if you're playing left wing, then you'll be going wide to be able to cross the ball inside. The other types of players are the ones that are right dominant, but they're playing on the left wing, or left dominant playing on the right wing, where this allows these players to cut inside and shoot the ball. Or this is great opportunity for those teams that you can really take advantage of your fullbacks overlapping, because they know that you are right foot dominant and you're playing on the left wing, where you're gonna cut inside and then you're gonna create that space for your fullback to open the field, and you can play either in front of him, you make the run inside, or you can just cut yourself and then take a shot to the net. Both styles of wingers is okay in my eyes, because they both have their benefits for the team. If you have a taller striker, it's better to have a right foot when you're playing on the right wing, because then you're gonna be overloading the inside by crossing the ball to threatening areas. But wouldn't it be better if you have very strong weak foot? So your weak foot is actually not that weak anymore. So you can actually be very unpredictable by cutting inside, outside, and the defenders will not be able to estimate where you're gonna make the run to. To be able to be very effective as a winger, you need to have incredible communication with your fullbacks, because in a successful attacking team, you will need to have a great communication with your fullbacks. If you are a winger, then you will know when to expect your fullback to overlap you to be able to play in front of that player, because it's very good idea to learn this communication connection with your fullbacks. So every time when you're cutting inside, you know to expect that your fullback is gonna be overlapping you. You either play it to your midfielders that they can play in front of them, or you can do it yourself. And having this great communication with your fullbacks, you'll be able to create space even when you guys don't have the ball on that particular side, that you can come inside where the fullback, the opposition's fullback, will potentially follow you and then open up that space for your wingback or your fullback to actually make that overlap, and you're gonna have tons of options as a team when you're attacking. When you have an overlapping fullback, you're gonna be coming in naturally more central, and you're gonna be looking for those 1-2 touches with your fullback so you can receive the ball and immediately send them to danger zones. And then when you are defending, also it's very crucial to know that when you have an overlapping fullbacks, which some fullbacks do it all the time, some fullbacks don't do it at all. When you have these overlapping fullbacks, you need to have it in your mind that you're gonna have to hold until you look back, and then your center mid or somebody covering for your overlapping fullback, because if they don't, you will have to stay in that position to cover in case of a counterattack that's coming towards your team by the opposition. Many wingers think that it's okay, especially the amateur level wingers think that it's okay because you're a winger, you can dribble around players. You don't have to play very simple, you can show your skills whenever you want to show your skills. But this is wrong, incredibly wrong. When you are central on the field and you have the ball as a winger, you need to be extremely simple. You need to look for just those 1-2 touches and just get rid of the ball really quick and create more space for yourself and for your teammates. Because if you do lose a ball centrally, this is so dangerous for your team to cause a counterattack by the opposition, where you'll see your fullback will be overlapping and everybody is getting ready to leave your half of the field, but you lost the ball, then the opposition won the ball and then they'll be able to come and counterattack very quickly. However, when you have the ball near the opposition's 18 area, you are more free. And that's when you are expected to use your skills. That's when you're expected to use your talent, where you can try to dribble around players, where you can hold the ball a little longer and then lift your head up, look inside the box, see if you have any teammates that are not marked, so you can cross the ball immediately or dribble around the guys and then force their defenders to give them a hard time. When you're attacking, keep this in mind that you need to play simple when you're central. As you go further on the field towards the opposition's 18, that's when you start taking risks. Take a note, this is incredibly important, that it's not okay for you to be incredibly selfish centrally. So I think a winger's defensive goal should be not have any responsibility on your side when the opposition have the ball. And how do you do this? Well, first of all, you need to know how to defend. If you're a winger and you're defending, your goal is to block the central channels, so their fullbacks or wingers, when they have the ball, they don't play those balls centrally. So you leave them outside, give them the outside space, or you let them change the direction of the field where you completely get out of the responsibility. And this is exactly when you would be conserving your energy. You would still track back when they are going forward from the opposite side. But when you are tracking back, at least you'll have that time that you're gonna be able to conserve tons of energy. And to be able to do this is that you need to understand who you should be marking when you're tracking back. As a winger, you will be tracking their wingers or their fullbacks. That depends if your fullback shifted inside to cover for the center backs. If they are covering the center backs, your goal is to come back and cover their wingers. If they are holding the wingers and they didn't go for the center backs, then your job is to be staying either centrally, but with their fullbacks in case if they're coming up to support their attack. Remember, as a winger, if you don't know your defensive roles, you'll be running like a headless chicken, where you'll be wasting so much energy and you will not be able to show your skills. When you are making those attacking runs, and when you don't have the ball, let's say the ball is on the other side of the field, that's when you should be aiming to make a run behind their fullbacks. Or if you have an overlapping fullback, then your fullback will be out wide and you will be making a run behind their center backs, where you're gonna have more numbers to be able to cause trouble for the opposition. And most likely, time that you will need to make a run behind their center back is the time near the end of the games, where you are crowding the opposition so you can score. This is if the game is tied or if the opposition is winning the game. And if you do have an overlapping fullback and you're still making a wide run, then you're actually limiting the space for your overlapping fullback, where if you come more central, you will open up a space for your fullback to be in one of the danger zones. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, write down in the comments where I can answer all your questions. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications, like this video if you enjoyed it. You can also find my Patreon link in the description, where we can have a more detailed chat about your questions. And also you can find my playlist over here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time.